Hello students, welcome back to my channel, and in this video we are going to have a one video quick short revision tour for class 10th IT, and in this video we will discuss the communication skills using mind map technique. So this video is going to be a very quick revision tour for all of you, and the topic which we are going to discuss is communication skills. So dear student, in communication skills basically we are having some important topics. So let us start the video. So first, in this chapter we are having communication skill, and all of us know that communication skill means the skill through which we can effectively communicate, we can communicate properly with each other, and this skill is going to help you to communicate with people, okay, so who can understand English besides the mother tongue also. So this is very important skill for any occupation or any business. So dear students, once again I remind you that this video is not a tutorial video, this is a mind map video, so that you can have a very quick revision of this particular chapter. So in communication skill we are going to discuss about the following subtopics, that is communication cycle and its element, then what are the methods of communication, then what are the principles for effective communication, and what are the barriers of effective communication. So one by one we are going to discuss all of these subpoints which are related with communication skills. So let us start with communication cycle. Dear students, what do you mean by communication cycle? When we will say that a cycle has been completed. So communication cycle is based on how long it takes for a feedback to be received by the sender. It means that sending a message is not a communication cycle. It also includes getting the feedback from the receiver to the sender. So then only we can say that one communication cycle has been completed. So sending message from sender to receiver and getting back the feedback from receiver to sender will be known as a communication cycle, and a communication cycle is having some elements: sender, receiver, message, channel, and very important element is feedback also. Okay, so let us discuss one by one each of the term. Sender means the person who begins the communication. Receiver, the person to whom the message is sent. Message is the information that the sender wants to convey. Channel, the means by which the information is sent. And feedback, it is the receiver's acknowledgement and response to the message. Now this is very important. This feedback is very important for effective communication since it helps to improve the sender's performance. The feedback tells the senders to improve the performance, it motivates the senders. Okay, so what we have discussed in communication cycle, following are the elements. Elements are feedback, sender, receiver, message, and channel. Now again, a good feedback is having some characteristics. Let us discuss those characteristics. A good feedback must be specific, must be kind, must be helpful. So when you are giving any feedback to someone, it should not be general comments, it should be specific, and it should be kind, means your feedback should be in a polite way. It should not be rude, it should not be harsh. Similarly, you must be helpful, you must be also available for support. Now again, feedback can be of different types also. So feedback can be divided into positive feedback, negative feedback, and no feedback. Now in our day-to-day life, we are generally giving ratings to so many services. Like if you are using Ola services, if you are using Zomato services, whatever online shopping you are doing, you have to submit your ratings, you have to submit your feedback. Now similarly in communication process also we are having our feedbacks also, and those feedbacks can be of positive feedbacks. Here you can see some of the examples of positive feedbacks are here, and some negative feedbacks are also there. But what happens if you are giving no feedback? If you are having a neutral reaction, it means you are having disagreement with the ideas of the sender. So these are the three types of feedback. Now coming back to the methods of communication. Here we are going to discuss another important topic, methods of communication. Now methods of communication can be divided into three categories. First one is verbal communication, second one is visual communication, and third one is non-verbal communication. Let us start with the first one, that is verbal communication. Verbal communication means, students, it is going to include your sound, words, language, speech. Okay? So if you are using your sounds, your words, your language, your words, language and speech, then it is known as verbal communication, and speaking is one of the most effective and commonly used way of communicating. So again, verbal communication can be divided into following categories. Here you can see interpersonal. Now interpersonal means there will be one-to-one conversation between two individuals. Okay, so the criteria is one-to-one conversation between two individuals only. Now second one is written communication. Now it involves writing words. Okay, third one is small group communication. Here more than two people will be involved, but each participant can interact and converse with rest of the others. So example can be if there is a small board meetings or small press conference, then it will come under small group communication. But the last one is public communication, where also more than two people are allowed, but here, only one individual addresses a large gathering. For example, election campaigns, public speeches by dignitaries. So these are the examples of public communication. So this was our verbal communication. Coming back to the visual communication. In visual communication, the messages are interchanged using images and pictures. So you can see here we are having different types of images. So all the images that we are getting in our day-to-day life, for example, for no parking zone we are having some symbols, for danger zone we are having some symbols, for under construction we are having some symbols. So these are the examples of visual communication. One of the very important advantage of visual communication is that it remains consistent with the place, because here we are not using any language, here we are using only images and pictures. So this is going to be consistent with the places. Third category of methods of communication is non-verbal communication. So non-verbal communication means it is the expression or exchange of information without using any spoken or written word. Then how we will communicate? We will communicate using facial expressions, using gestures, body postures, touch and space. Then eye contact is also there. So in this way, if we are communicating, then it means that we are doing communication by non-verbal medium. So our expressions show different feelings such as happiness, sadness. Similarly, our postures also show whether we are confident or not. For example, a straight body posture shows confidence. Similarly, gestures include body movements that express an idea or meaning. For example, raising a hand in class to ask a questions. Okay, so this is a gesture, and if you are biting your nails when you are nervous, then again it is communicating something. So these are the examples of non-verbal communications. Now coming to the next important topic, that is Principles of effective communication. What are the different principles of effective communication? We know that there are different methods of communication, non-verbal, verbal and visual, but all these methods can only be effective if we follow the basic principles of communication skills, and this can be abbreviated as 7 C's. What are the 7 C's? Here we can see. First C is courteous, then complete, correct, clear, concise, concrete, coherent. Okay, so these are the 7 C's of effective communication. Courteous means be respectful. Complete, it includes all needed information. Correct, use correct spelling and grammar. Clear, be clear about what you say. Concise, use simple words. Concrete, use exact facts, means not based on imagination, you should communicate. Okay, coherent words should make a sense. Now we are having some barriers to effective communication also. Now what are the different barriers for effective communication? We are having basically 4 types of barriers. First one is, let us discuss with interpersonal barriers. What is the meaning of interpersonal barriers? So it occurs when sender's message is received differently from how it was intended. Barriers to interpersonal communication occurs. Okay, it is also very difficult to communicate with someone who is not willing to talk or express their feelings and views. So if this happens, it means that one is interpersonal barrier. Now second one is linguistic barrier. So it is the inability to communicate using a particular language. For example, a language is not known to the receiver, then it will be difficult from the receiver part to get the message. So that will be linguistic barrier. Third one is organizational barrier. So it includes superior subordinate relationship. Sometimes due to some rules, the employees find it difficult to communicate with their peers or with their boss. So that will be a part of your organizational barriers. Last one is cultural barriers. When people of different culture are unable to understand each other customs, because people sometimes make stereotype assumptions about others based on their culture background, then that will be our cultural barrier. And there are different ways to overcome barriers for effective communication also. For example, we can use simple language. We should not form assumptions on basis of culture, religion or geography, and we should try to communicate in person as much as possible. We should use visuals. Then we should take help of translator to overcome our linguistic barriers. And the very important, again, be respectful of others' opinion. So dear student, this was the mind map of the complete chapter communication skills. If you want this mind map, then link is given in description box. You can download this mind map from the link, and this is going to be very helpful when you are doing the last moment revision before your examination. So I hope this is going to be very useful for all of us. Thank you for watching.